sometimes we lose sight of the work that we did, the impact that we had, the things that made us proud, the things that we did, the content, the videos, the things that we did put out in the world, that we changed someone else's life. We forget that our work, the things that we care about the most do matter. The things that we care about the most shape who we are, right? Your environment is very important. If you ever look around, the things that you ever cared about the most, you keep them around. You pay attention to them, and you value them, right? And it's not just about the vibration. I believe that most people focus on the vibe, trying to in, but it all start with the heart. And I call it, most people call it the law of attraction. No, I believe it's deeper than the attraction part. It's not attraction part. It's what you cared about the most that's deep inside your heart. So therefore take you value that. Think about everything that you ever gathered in your life. Every single thing that you ever cared about, and you give attention to it. Your environment made who not only you create your environment, that your the way that your house or whatever, because you care about them. And as you realize that the things that you surround yourself with, because not only did you expose, because somehow some way you exposed yourself to it. That's why you liked it. That's why I was thinking people who like anime, people who like video games, or people who like card games, or some martial arts, or because they had exposure. But the more longer that they do it, they felt, wow, this is pretty cool, right? And and but also it's like you have to create an environment, not just the things that you fall in love with, right? Not just the things that make you feel good, but also make you think a bigger life for yourself. Because sometimes the things that it doesn't expose you to think greater thoughts or greater thinking, because the 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 environment are keeping you where you are, and it might not cause you to think bigger, because oftentimes we lose the fact. Sometimes we lose lose sight of what matters the most, and what we wanted to create in our life, and what we really care about the most. Because the thing is, if we don't have something to remind us to play a bigger game, to think bigger thoughts, to really uh, do the things that really matters, and so the physical world will keep you where you are, because you don't have a play bigger trigger in your environment, meaning that you have to have some type of simulation to trigger your mind to think a greater thought than from your current environment. If you don't like your current environment, or if you don't like your current situation, is because you don't have a trigger. You don't have a big player trigger. That's why people have vision boards, because that's their trigger, or they have goals. But it's not enough to have those things. It's you have to have something. These vision, these goals. It has to lead you to fulfilling what matters you the most, your heart, not just some type of feeling that you ever what was it? You want to have that life, right? And that's you want it to create, but you have to somehow simulate your mind to play a bigger game, to follow what matters to you, right? Not what you think the correct, what feel, what you care about the most, what you think about the most, right? When you feel from your heart, it pulls you, because sometimes I think that we suppress how we feel, right? We suppress how we really feel. And I saw this quote. Um, people, I saw this quote on Instagram and I disagree with it because it's saying that single don't know about love. It's just that, something they're waiting. They're just waiting to fall in love for something. You're gonna be waiting for your whole life, right? Most single people, it's because they're waiting for the opportunity, and that's what most people don't understand, right? Because they are afraid of what might happen, so they don't take the action, right? Opportunity, the things that I've realized from my past is that I was afraid to take the action on the things that I really care about, the thing that I really wanted to do, to really express, right? But oftentimes we suppress that, so we wait for the opportunity. But oftentimes, those opportunity you lose out on that because you didn't listen. That's why there is a song called "Listen to Your Heart." Your heart is the law of attraction. Your heart is it's pointing in the I realize now is your heart is pointing in the direction that you really, really care about the most. I realized that. Like, that's the moment that clicked. I realized it's not the thinking. The thinking is all fucked up because we think all this. Most single people, because they're afraid to take action, and they're waiting because they're afraid. So they don't take any action because they're not listening to their heart. They're listening to their thinking. Instead, what they should do is listen to what they already know, and they should follow it and stick to it. I realize the environment is what we think about the most, but it's not just thinking about the most. It's what we care about the most, what we love about the most. I mean, think about the things that we do every day, the things that we care about every day. It's because we love it. We pay attention to it. The things that matters to us. That it's that's they said love is the highest vibration. I think it is true, and I feel like I'm getting closer every day, trying to find this. Because I've been I'm trying to understand this. Like, most people don't understand that. Now, people thinking that if you're afraid of something, if you're afraid, you should take action. Because by inaction, and you don't take it, you lose the opportunity, but also you regret doing the things that you wish you would have done. I guarantee you, every single people out there who never had a relationship, they would never dare to take action because they are afraid of what the other person think. They're afraid of taking because they're passive, right? They're passive, and you lose out on the opportunity to so many single people lose the opportunity because they are afraid to follow their heart. They're afraid that it might not happen. But I truly understood that everything. But we tend to forget that the things that surround us every day, right? It's because we create it inside from our heart, not because our thinking. Yeah, we think all the time, but it's included, right? It's included. But remember this: follow your heart, even if you're afraid to do it, because that is the highest good that we ever do, the highest potential, the highest vibration, the highest. And I guarantee you will see. It's like understood, and also create an environment that make you want to play a bigger game, because oftentimes we don't do that. We don't do the things that really matters to serve humanity, to serve people, to serve the things that really is the thing that human really wanted to do. Like, think about this, right? Most often time when people complain about, oh, all the rich people never give to the poor people or whatever, but the whole time they are. But you have to switch it backwards, that you are not doing the things that you say that the rich people aren't doing. How do you know that, right? And you have to flip the thinking, saying, no, if I want a better humanity, if I want a better world that people can live in, I must contribute the thing that I say that I'm going to do, because that is what matters to me, because that matters to my heart. And so if you don't do it, that's your contradiction, because you're pointing fingers at the rich people while the rich people going out there saving the world, while you're stuck not saving the world, right? Or the people who are entrepreneurs who are saving the world, while most people complain about that, they could have been using the time to make the world a better place. Instead of pointing fingers, they could have used that time efficiently to say, you know what? I decided I will make this world a better place because I matter, and the world, the day that I was born, I matter. The day that I came into being, that I exist for a purpose to change people's lives. So you must do that. If you don't do that, all the people will suffer. That's the way that the reason why we don't flip it, because we're thinking from people instead of what we should do is pointing the fingers, and we should have pointed the finger from us, creating the circumstances, creating the impact that we want. The work that matters is the matters the most. When you understood that, that's the problem with the most of this world, is because they're not flipping the script of what they say. If they really want to do that, if they really want to create a better world, they better put their mouth where they say they will do it. They're better take action on creating a better world, because I guarantee you, if they do that, a world, and they will have an impact, and they will live a well meaningful life that they care about the most. That's my thoughts today.